Model 3 owners, 2021 owners, check it out. We've got our new center console items in stock now. This is the full Alcantara black center console wrap. We sell it in two different kits. One is the full wrap and one is just the center console pieces for the cup holder and the drawer. But look at it together. It looks so beautiful and soft and warm. We think everyone's going to love it. Let's learn more about it and how you'll be able to install it yourself. Model 3 2021. We want to talk about all of the great new products we got, which is exclusive for only the 2021. So let's look at the center console right here. So everyone knows this is the new center console. It's soon to be out in the Model Y as well. It has this gray, non-matching, new color to be introduced inside the interior. It doesn't match the dashboard. It doesn't match anything in the car. And then we're back to the painted chrome plastic rails. Anyway, we want to talk about new items, and this is the first item we have, which is called the armrest organizational tray. Now, as we all know, as Model 3 owners, the original Model 3s from 2017 through 2020 all came with an organizer. Well, we've got one, and it's very, very affordable. Fits right in here perfect. It actually works with older models as well, if you want a larger size one, and if you want a larger size one with a cutout for the 12-volt socket. So it works great. It fits in here nice and snug. And again, this will be in stock in February for sure. And it's very deep. Gives you access to everything down below, so you still have upper and lower storage. So that is the armrest organizational tray, which goes below the armrest. Now the next one we're going to talk about is for the center. So this is the sliding drawer, as we call it in the Tesla world, and we have two trays for this. The first one is the full tray. Now this one, as you see, has a hole in the bottom for lights. It has a clip in the side for sunglasses. It works simple. Just simply insert it into the center console and slide it down. Now you can put objects in there like keys and stuff, anything you want to put in, maybe AirPods, sunglasses. But when you want to get to whatever's in the lower compartment, you just slide it forward. So this is a sliding center console organizational tray. It works great. It's fully flocked, just like this one. And just like everything in the stock one. Now, we also have a half size tray. So this is the full size tray, and this is the half size. Now they both do the same thing. This is just a little bit larger, and they both fit in the same way. They both slide back and forth. But we're gonna have two versions just because there's different personal taste. This one, for instance, doesn't have a coin holder built in, but the half tray does. So the half tray, you can fit your sunglasses over here. You can put business cards in here and coins. So again, this is the half tray. Again, it fits in the same way like this. Just set it in, you leave it inside, and when you want to slide it, you just slide it forward. You have access down below to where everything is lit up. You know, one of the things about the new Model 3 and the soon to be released Model Y is your two USB ports are here. So now we all know they're down here. They're not towards the firewall. So in most Teslas before, they were up ahead. They were way inside. So that's why these two trays have this optional area for running wires through. So this was a great design idea the engineers came up with. Just put a little hole in the bottom, run some wires through. So anyway, that's it for our organizational tray. Now we're gonna get on to why you probably are watching this video. We're gonna talk about and install our Alcantara liner for the center console. Now this is a great match, Alcantara. It matches perfectly with the charging pad. If you can see here, the same light, that it's a nice, super soft, ultra suede Alcantara, and it matches great. You don't have to worry about having a different shade compared to the wireless charging pad. So when you get in your car and you put your wireless charging, your phone down, it's charging up there, and now it's going to match perfect and it's going to look really factory and really original. We also have, and we're going to show you, hopefully we have time, an Alcantara cover for this plastic vinyl. So the soft padded center console side rails, we have a full Alcantara kit. So anyway, let's get started. What you're going to get 3 pieces. You're going to get the tool, the spreading tool, and you're going to get the 2 pieces for this. So we're going to stay just like this. So you'll see it from the driver's point of view. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. So again, this is how we suggest you start. You don't want to rip the whole backing off. You want to tear it off and do around the handle first. The handle is going to set your alignment, and it's the best thing to use to make sure that you're going to put it on straight. You're not going to put it on incorrectly. So we're going to peel off a little bit of the lining paper or the backing paper, and we're going to peel back a couple inches. And we're going to tear it straight across. So this is very simple to do. Tear it straight across. That'll allow us to only reveal the adhesiveness of this. Then we're going to open it up, and we're going to use our tool now to hold it in place. So this is just a smart way to do it, where we're not going to lose any of the adherence on this. So we're going to place it down right over the top. You're going to eyeball it. You're going to go right over the edge there. If you get stuck and you're misaligned, just pull it up. And remember, we're only using this much of the adhesive to grab it. So once we're there, just hold it tight between your fingers, put it right over the handle, just like this, and stick it down. Press it here. You can lift it up if you want to realign it. And just make sure you don't see any of the gray or the silver painted area below. Okay, so now we've got this on. And if you have this on straight, and you're nice and even, you won't misalign. So it's really important to make sure and look at the sides. Now, remove the flattening tool and open it. Now what we can see is this, and before we press it down, we want to check our alignment. So you want to look at the edge and make sure it's not going like this, like way over to the side or way over to this side. So my alignment's good. It's going to tuck underneath the rails on both sides. So these are the rails I keep referring to, and the material is going to go under. So it's going to look so factory and so OEM. So I'm satisfied with this. So now we're going to make a seam. So just take your fingers, make a nice seam or a ridge, and push it down. Now this is a nice thick sliding drawer they put in this one. It's not narrow or skinny, but we designed it to fit all the way to the bottom. So you'll see here how it covers it up perfect, fits right around. And now we're going to use our tool for the first time. So we want to look at alignment now. If alignment looks good, we're going to peel off the backing. So once you're satisfied with the direction it's going to go, just come back here and peel this back and slowly remove it. Now this is going to be very aggressive and very sticky. And don't worry if you touch it in a couple places, it's not going to hurt anything. This is coated with 3M VHB double-sided tape, so it's really going to hold well. So now you want to hold it up like this, and you're going to start with your tool. Now this isn't sharp, there's nothing to worry about, but you just want to make sure your alignment's good. So if by any chance you're too far right or too far left, you can make some final adjustments as you push this down. So just go down the middle like this. Separate it in the 2 areas. Okay, this is really important. In summertime, if this gets hot and you've got air trapped under it, it can bubble up. And then if it bubbles up, it's going to be very annoying. So we're trying to push the air out. So we're putting 1 layer down the middle, we're overlapping 30%, 30%. And what we're doing is not just to make it stick, we're trying to push all the air towards the sides. And once the air is towards the side, we're going to now tuck it under. So see how perfect this fits? So we're pushing the air molecules all the way to the side, down. Now, it looks to me like I could be a little bit more left. I have a little bit of gray showing. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to pull up. Just pull it up and adjust it a little bit to the right. So that's just by taking it like that, make a new parting line. So adjusting is very easy and very simple. And the most important thing is to get the air out. So I'm pushing air. I'm really not worried about it sticking. Okay, now you can see I've covered it all up. I've covered the silver up. It's all the way down. And now we're going to go to this side. Same thing. Start in the middle. And then we're going to push all the air out, or you're going to get air bubbles. So we're just pushing really gently down the sides and then out the side. This works good too, straight up and down. Okay, underneath. And don't be afraid to push it all the way under. It has to lay down and make good contact. Then you can always, with Ultra Suede, you can change the pattern of it. You can put stripes in it. You can always smooth out the Ultra Suede to make it look really nice and consistent. So again, before we move on to the cup holder, just be sure you're all the way down and all the way under. We're even making this in carbon fiber, real thin carbon fiber. Now, we're going to test it and make sure. And again, if you see you might be like riding up on the edge here, or too high or too low, you can make little adjustments. Now let's open it and close it. It works great. Now, if it's closing slow, it's only because the material needs to be tucked down better. And underneath, it could be dragging slightly on the rail system or in the back. So tuck all that down and give it another test. Much better. Faster, and it closes faster at the end. And look at how beautiful this looks. And look at how it matches everything up there. And again, if you notice any gray, you can just move little areas around the handle and it just fits absolutely perfect. We did a really good job scanning the original trays, and we're sure people are going to love this. Okay, next is the cup holder. So let's stay down here. And now the cup holder might look a little scary, but again, we forgot to mention, test this. Make sure you want this and you like it and you want to put it on. Otherwise, you can return it to us. Just send it back. There's no restocking fees. After you watch this video, hopefully we'll satisfy any worries you have. But we want you to take a look at how it fits and how it's going to go right up to the edge. So let's look at the radius on the cup holder. We've designed lots of these over the years for carbon fiber ones, the original ones, before everyone knocked them off. We've also done a lot of the clear bra ones, and you got to take a look at it, and you got to lay this piece down first, because this is critical. This has to fit perfect, and then it's going to overlap just like this. So again, I'm going to peel off the paper and do the first third section. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold it up. We're going to line it up just so it fits on the cup holder good. You wouldn't want to put it up here and see all this silver. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go on the back side and let's peel this off. So just peel back a little section of the white backing paper and pull it down. Okay, so now you want to tear it around the cup holder area in the middle. Just peel the paper and break it. Don't mess with the Alcantara. And then peel it across this way, right to this side. And then, same thing. You can use a pair of scissors or just tear it. It's easy. Now, remember, this is not going to hold or stick to anything. And you don't do any of this without cleaning. So remember, clean it, wipe it all down. So now we're going to start up here with our fingers, and we're going to line up the cup holder area. We're going to put it right down, right up to the edge without going over the edge. So you should look at it from high up above. Try to look at it straight down. And then we're going to use a finger here. Just make sure you're right on this edge good. And this material does give, it does stretch a little bit. Just make sure you don't see gray. Like, don't put it up there and push it down. Okay, make sure that you put it right on the edge, like that, on the edge. Pull it up, put it down. It's very easy to work with, especially compared to some of our vinyl products. And then that's looking good. And we're not going to worry about the sides yet. Same thing here. Pull the cup holder up and make sure it's covering good. Give it a little tug if needed, because it's very, very giving. And then the same thing here. The cup holders are going to be the most critical area. Okay, so now we're going to get our yellow tool and we're going to get the air out. Remember, air trap with adhesive is always a potential problem. Okay, now it looks like we're centered really good. These side pieces are going to go right under the rails. We don't have to worry about that. So now I'm going to make my ridge with my fingers. So spread your fingers across, and this is very thick down here. So you just make the ridge. Make sure you're parallel and tuck this side down. And it goes all the way down and meets up perfectly with this one. All right. Horn works. Okay, now we're going to proceed with the rest of it. So we're going to peel off this section and lay it down right on this peninsula and make sure we get it on there perfect. So we're trying not to block the light. We just stay in one position and peel off this piece all the way across. Should come off nice and easy, and discard it. Now, hold it up here and don't pull on it, don't break it. Okay, so now looking from a nice high view straight down, like my point of view, let's make sure that we put the peninsula down right on the edge, or covering up the edge. All right, now we're here. And if you can see any silver, just pull it forward a little bit. Okay, it's looking great. This is good, good. Push it back a little bit here. So we're not going to tuck the rails down or the under rail section until we get it exactly where we want it. So here I'm pulling it up a little bit. Again, it doesn't take too long, and I think this will last for a long time. There could be wear and tear issues, but don't worry, we'll sell extra pieces if you need a new cup holder. We'll be selling them separately, of course. So again, push this down. Okay, looking good. Now look at it from the driver's point of view. So you want to see it like this. You don't want to see the silver on the edges. You want to look at it from looking down at it, the way you'll sit in the car. And if you see a little bit of silver here, just move it up like this. It does move. It's great. It moves, it stretches, it gives. Now, here's what we're going to start on the side over here now, and we're going to place it down. Now, this is a very thin cross section, the same thing we've had since the 2017 came out, and we've been designing patterns, and some people break them here and they splice them together, but we don't like that. We think it doesn't look very clean, so we would never do that. So this is one full piece. Same thing. Now let's start in the middle and squeegee. Pushing the air out. And again, here now we should be lining up right with the rails. We're going to be tucking it down underneath the side rails. And same thing here. You can see what's going to happen. So we're going to push it just like this. And we're tucking it in. We don't not want to block the light. And we're just going to show you up close here how it just goes right underneath. And these side rails, just like in the other versions, they do give. So they fluctuate. This piece actually snaps off, and the aluminum rails are held on with 7 screws. So anyway, we know a lot about these things. We design a lot of products for cell phone cases and carriers. Now we're over here, over a little bit, so just push it like this. push it like this. So that's probably the last step, is getting all the edges perfect, because what you're doing is you're just moving it a little bit. So let's take a look at it from this side. From my point of view, it's good to see the driver's point of view, just like that, like this. Okay, no, okay. And now same thing. We're just moving it forward. If you want it closer to the cup holder, like that. And now we're going to tuck it under. Okay. Under, and you can slide it like this all the way across. And if you move it a little bit, just pull it back out. Can you see what I'm doing? Just remember, it's all double-sided tape, and it's not really sticking yet. So again, I'm just trying to show everyone that if you take the time, you really can make it perfect. And again, around these cup holder edges are going to be the most critical. So you don't want to see silver. Now, look at it from my point of view. So I'm going to go in close. So as you can see, these are painted silver. Oop, where's our focus? Hello, iPhone. Okay, as you can see, they are silver on the top and on the sides. So it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look terrible. I'll try to darken it so you can see how dark it looks. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look terrible at all. But you just want to be able to put it on consistently like that. So we're going to keep on going. So let's finish this up and wrap it down. Again, tuck the side in. Now, if I pull this side in, it might pull it too far. So do you try to get it from over here? So try to always pull it back if you need a little more material to make it nice and flush. You'll be able to move it around. Once it bonds in about 3 days, it's going to stick really good. Okay, now I'll make the crease again, and you can see how this fits perfectly on the rails here. And now look on this side and look down. You can see how I'm doing this. Use a squeegee here. Again, any area that gets sunlight on it, if there's air trapped underneath, it can bubble up. So don't lose this tool. And look at how nice we can make the Alcantara look. It's like shag carpeting, if anyone can remember that. And now this side. So we have this little lip here. Same thing. We're pushing the air out. And then we're making our ridge across the top. Alcantara is just so nice. We make it for steering wheels for the Model 3. We have Alcantara steering wheels with carbon fiber, and it just looks really nice, and it really holds up. Okay, so now I think we're done. I'm going to give it one more check, and if you see any edges where you see a little too much silver, don't be afraid to like help spread the material and push it closer to the edge. Now don't rough it up so it frays, but just push it just like that. Same thing here. If I'm a little over, like see this lip here? No. If I'm a little over an edge, you can simply go like this. Push it under the rail. Remember, these move a lot. So don't be afraid to like get them out of the way like this and push the material under. And if you want to get rid of some material that's wrapping over the cup edge, just push it back a little bit. Anyway, this is just for the OCD people, or people that really want it perfect. And a lot of Model 3 owners really want an OEM look. We completely understand. We're the same way. So let's look at it now from this side. Try to my point of view. So see this here? I want to push this a little bit forward in the middle of the screen. No, the middle of the screen. Where am I? Yeah. So just always don't be afraid to go like this. Okay. I think she's done. Perfect. This was our first try installing this final one, which is our full production version. We're going to get some pictures now. And we're just going to make sure all these edges are all the way to the edge of the cup holder. And it looks great. All right, looks awesome. And then final check down the bottom, across the sides. We're gonna smooth it all out, get some photographs, and then we're gonna get our next product, which is gonna go wrapping all the way around the sides, up and down and everything. So first, we're gonna finish this up, and then we'll be back with another video. So remember, everything has to slide underneath. There has to be a gap, and there are no screws to deal with. In the first 17, 18, 19, 20, there was a screw issue, and you couldn't put the squeegee all the way under. There was one near the top. So that's all been redesigned. Anyway, she's all done, all set. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Now, these are in stock, and we're shipping them out this week, which is February 2nd, 2021. Thanks for watching. Everybody, how to install the Alcantara center console perimeter wrap. Now, this is a wrap that goes on the sides of the center console as well as around the charging stations, and it's a 3-piece kit. We're going to show you how to remove it out of your car and how to install it. Okay, so now we're in the 2021 Model 3, and we're going to show everyone how to remove the top layer of the center console. It's very easy. Don't be nervous. It's all snaps, or like we say here in our shop, it's all Legos. So you're going to use the pry tool, and you're just going to pull these snaps away from the aluminum piece. So it's about 7 snaps on each side. It sounds violent, but it's not, I assure you. All right, so all those are loose. And then this side, same thing. Use our little squeegee tool, pry it away. Put the seat back, obviously, all the way. Here, pal, because you don't want to scratch your seat. Pull it all the way off. And these snaps. Now, we're going to have this, and we're going to lift it out. So it's really interesting. It's only going to have one wire to disconnect for the wireless charging. So after you pull all this up, it comes right out. Super easy, just like this. And then we're going to disconnect the wire on the back. So we're going to get a close-up of that to show you how to do that. And so now when you flip it over, this is the tab you lift up. You lift this up, it comes right off. And that's it. So anyway, now you have access to this area. If you ever need anything, if you ever put like a business card on here and lose it down below, it's a lot easier to get out of here than it was ever in the Model S. So, okay, we're gonna bring the tool, and we're gonna bring our center console wireless charging pad area, and we're gonna go show you guys how to wrap it in the Alcantara. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we're gonna start with cleaning it, prepping it. Prepping it is number one. Always use alcohol, rubbing alcohol. It is hard to come by nowadays, but all you need is a little bit, and you want to wipe off all of the vinyl plastic surface. So we get a strong bond. The edges, the top, the sides, the lips, all the way down, top, everywhere. Now, let the alcohol dry. It doesn't take long. And now we're going to start with the top middle piece with the long legs. And just the overview now is that we're going to install this, and it's going to install in a method where it goes right up to the lip here. So it's going to go all the way down to there and stop. So this is the target area. You don't want to go down to the stitching, just the top piece. That's where it's going to, that's where we designed it to be cut from. So let's start over here on this side, then we'll flip it around. So you want to peel back some material, and we give you our little tool. Now remember, the tool is to remove air and flatten. So peel it back all the way down to there, and then we're going to fold it under. So just take it like this and line it up on the side. So you'll see here, I'm right on the top lip. I'm right on the edge with my alignment. Just like right there. And I want to stop right there. So you don't want to go all the way down yet. Let's just do a little test, a fitment test we'll call it. And this is right on there, perfect. It looks great. Look how it matches. It was a little hard to show in our last video how well it matches. But it matches great. It's going to go all the way down there, make the turn. It's going to go right over the edge. And you want to use your tool to get out the air. Let's just continue to go down the side. I'll move it over here, the light's a little better. All the way down, 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 down. Now, you should be right on that edge. Good. All right. And then over the top. Now, we suggest at this point, flip it over, and we're going to just tear off pieces. No scissors needed. Just tear off a piece. And then we're going to do the other side. We're going to make sure it matches up perfect. Now let's get a high angle here. It's nice with this removed from the car. You can see exactly what we're doing. And you want to go like this. Smooth it out. And then right on the top, a real high view. We'll show you how we're wrapping it right inside. So you're going to wrap it right in there with your fingers, showing it in there, inside. You can tuck it way down in there. And your phone is going to rest between here, but you still want it to look good. All right, so now we're down to the bottom. We're going to flip it around and do the other half, or the other upper part. So here, you can see what I'm working on. So I'm tucking this under. And now, we're going to peel it this way from the top again. And we're going to peel it down and do the same thing we did on the other side. So peel it down, and don't be afraid to just tear it off. So now we're right on this edge here again. And we're going to give it a little tug. So the Alcantara is really easy to work with because it stretches, it gives. So I'm going right to the top, right on the edge, right on the edge, all the way there. So you can see the alignment right there, all the way down. You need to adjust it, pull it up, stretch it, make it fit really good. It should fit perfect. All right, so always try to look ahead too. So if you know, like you're going to be wrapping it around here, make sure you're not up too high or too low. And we'll push the air out, flatten the material, and now tuck. Wrap it right around, and this is looking great. Now, next step, flip it back over, and I think we should lay this entire flat cross beam piece. So we will just pull this back, maybe to here. All the way across, tear it off here. So now we're going to give you another point of view, straight over the shoulder shot, kind of per se. And same thing, take it in your hands with only this much material and look at the top and look over the top, just like I am. And you'll see how much material you want there. And then stick it down so you can see now. Again, squeegeeing the air out. Very tired of hearing that by now. I know I am when I edit my videos. So push this down, down, down. Nice and smooth. Now, make a ridge and wrap it over. Same thing here. Just stick it down, stretch it if you need to. Make a ridge, wrap it over. Stick it right down. Okay, so now we have the original Alcantara wireless charging pad. We have our version right underneath it, and it's really a great match for the charcoal. So now we got to do some pressing. So I'm going to push these pieces under and really put some pressure on to activate the pressure sensitive adhesive so it really grabs. Same thing here, and then here at the top. It also gives us more room here. See this ledge I'm making? And then right down and under, under. It doesn't require as much stretching or any stretching. All right. Now we're going to push these sides down, and you might want to use a heat gun or a hair dryer if you ever feel it. Like, you don't want to do this in your cold garage if you're doing this in winter, but just squeezing it down pushes all the air out. You can actually hear the air being pushed out. Okay, now we're going to work on the first leg on the passenger side. So check it out first. You can see what it's going to do all the way down to the very end. This should be very simple. I'm going to position it over here so you can see we're trying to keep this lip lined up. All right, so let's peel off the backing paper. And hold it up in the air, don't want to touch anything. And now we're going to lay this side down. So you should be able to get a nice shot like right over my shoulder. And going right down on the edge. All the way down. And this is just perfect for alignment because you're just lining up this. So slide your thumb down as you go. If you go crooked like this, pull it up. No problem. Super easy install. I'm actually bending it a little bit so I can see the alignment better in this overhead lighting area. It is a very straight piece, so the longer you can do it straight like this, the better. And then don't forget, we're going to put the sides on next. So it's going to look great. Now, we're just rolling the edges. And these edges are going to go right up next to the aluminum rails, as we call it. So you want to go all the way over with the edges. See, if it's a little tight, you give it a little stretch. If there's too much material, you just slide it down, and it looks great. So this is going to be right up against the aluminum rails. We'll flip it around to the other side. Then we'll go over everything once again with a heat gun. We'll show you how to get these edges down if you're having any curled edges like this, where you could use a little bit more material. You just lift it up, wrap it under. See, just stick it down, and it needs pressure. So activating the adhesive is what you need to do with pressure. So it's PSA, pressure sensitive adhesive. Okay, so let's take a look at this and our alignment on this side. So I'll move forward. You can stay on that 1x lens. Same thing here. And don't forget to get the air out. Now, we're going to pull the tape off again. Just get a little corner, and it comes off super easy. Sometimes it can be sticky. We'll just take it from this end. It's a little easier from a cleaner end. Okay, and peel. Same thing, hold this end in your right hand. it down with this hand. Pretty easy, right? You want to make sure you have enough to go over the top, and you also got to make sure you're right next to this. So just push it down, down, down. Same thing here, here, here. All the way, all the way. And there's your top area, sides, all the way down. Anyway, it's the same as the other side, so you could probably just skip forward at any point, and we'll get to the reassembly, or actually the side pieces next. Right over the tip. So don't forget your tool. And we found a little piece of something in here that doesn't belong here. Okay, get rid of that. And again, squeegeeing the air out and helping with the top and the sides. Push the air out. Same thing down here, helping it grab. So now we're on the very top edge and we're rolling this with our fingers. Easiest, fastest way. When you get to the very bottom, stretch it a little bit if you have a little buildup of material. Look at that. Looks great. Okay. Sure is a nice match. You know, it's definitely the charcoal, not black. And then we're going to go over maybe the heat down of this area here, because it's the only area that we needed it to be long enough to wrap around, but it might need a little stretch. Okay, so after we tuck all the edges down, because you don't want to see any of this when we reinstall it, even looks good. Go over the edge like this. Press it down. Okay, the next pieces are the right and the left side. And this is nice and padded, like Model 3s have always been padded end-wise. And this piece is going to go just like this, all the way down and around. So we're going to go right up to the edge of the other piece. And I'll show you how to pat that down. It's going to go all the way down and around, and then we're going to wrap it under. So we'll start up here, and I think you could do this banana technique, where we're just going to peel it like a banana as we go down the side. Okay. So now we're going to peel the banana down, and we're going to make sure we're good up here, make sure this is smooth. So remember, this is the first piece we put on. That was right up to it. So it's going to look really nice and continuous when we put these areas together. So let's start right here, right on this edge, and put it right up to the material, like that. So this is going to be butt up against the top. See how it looks like one continuous piece? That's going to be the nice thing. We're not going to have to look at that stitching anymore. And it's going to look like a full Alcantara wrap. So I'm pushing this upward and this downward. And now I'm going to do this side. So you see how this is actually cut out perfect around this design? So it's cut out like this. If you get a finger, you lift it up. Wrap it over the edges, all the way down. Again, none of this is visible. This goes up underneath your dash. And this is the wireless charging dock. So it takes a little bit of time. I'm probably going to put it like this, it'll be a little easier. easier to peel. And again, I'm trying to get it just like this. If you go down too far, just pull it up and run it right on the line. You'll see how good it's going to look when we put it back in the car. And I think now we'll probably just speed this up so you don't have to listen to me talk. So hopefully we'll be entering plaid speed, which is faster than ludicrous. See this big air bubble? This is what, let's come back out of hyperspace. This big air bubble is what you can get if you don't press it out. So imagine it's 100 degrees in your car, 105, and this air is getting expanding, trapped in this area. That's why if you don't get it out now, you're gonna have all kinds of issues with it inflating like a balloon, like a hot air balloon. That's a good example. It's kind of the same idea of increasing the air's volume with temperature. So that's why trapped air underneath things gets bigger. All right, now I'm on the bottom side. I'm just pressing here down, good. Okay, so what do you think? Looks pretty awesome, huh? So again, when the seams are here on the side of the car, they're butt up close. Are you zooming in good, honey? Okay, they're really nice and close, and we'll be able to push them closer together. All right, now let's do the other side. Should have did it before and after photo. And you'll get a lot faster as you go. Now, squeegee time. See how air likes to bubble? Start at the top, overlap, overlap, 30%. Same thing. Start at the top, overlap. So we're really doing a good job of pushing the air out. All the way down. Now let's wrap it. So here I'm going this way, always away from the middle and out to the extremes. And then we're going to make a ledge, and this will keep air out, and wrap over, wrap over, wrap over. Hand works best. See how I'm holding it down and sliding it in my hand. Same thing here. If this is bunching up, lift it up. Get your squeegee, press the air out, wrap it under. Really easy to work with this Ultra Suede Alcantara. Now we've got the sides. Top edges, and we want to get it in the perfect place so it bonds perfect. So now we're going to show you the last thing in case you want to have issues with this not holding. Okay, so we're going to heat this up in the car with a heat gun. You can do it right now, but I don't have a hairdryer here. But we're going to heat these edges up, get them soft so they stretch, and stick them down. Okay? So let's go put it back in. I'm very happy with the results. I think that as you see this edge here, and you see this edge, that the seam is very minimal and not noticeable. But look how you can just push it together if you ever have gaps or if you have an overlap, especially if you have like the bottom piece on top of the top. Don't be afraid to lift it up, move it, put it back down. Same thing here and here. It looks awesome. All right, we're gonna go out to the car now, plug it in, and then we're gonna show you our last minute tricks for heating down and also getting out air. Hear that? You can see an air pocket was underneath there. So you want to push all the air towards the sides. Vinyl products, FYI, have air trap release channels underneath. So there's little channels that you can push air out, slide it out. But this material doesn't have that. So you're gonna have to get the air out the first time you put it on. All right, so now you're ready to go. And this will be the last thing we'll do will be the heat down. If you get fingers like this, you know, finger is like a finger wrinkle in the vinyl world. Just push them down or lift them up, spread them out. Just give some relief to the material. And this isn't going to go all the way underneath anyway, but I just want people to understand about how to make small adjustments. Okay, let's go put it back in. Okay, now we're going to put it in the car. We want to connect the wireless charging pad. So you got to bring the wire over like this on an angle, lock it in. It's good. Now, take a look at what we're doing, just so you know. The side panel obviously has all these bolted in clips. The top has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that's going to push downward into this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot. So you don't want it to rattle. You want it to go back perfect. So we're going to just simply place it down right over the top. So when you know you're lined up good like this, and you're all the way under, I need to get a real low angle like this. When you're all lined up good, you're going to snap it down in place. So this one here and this one here, they're going to be lined up perfect. And it's really important to get the seats out of the way. So you want to make sure that you're around the sides like this. And then we're going to push it down. And then watch. Now the sides go right in. Legos. Okay. So now come sit inside. Wow. Come sit inside. We're excited too, huh? And we want to show you some areas. You want to make sure that every clip is down. And then we also want to look at areas where it meets up. So let's look at the aluminum trim here. Let's make sure this is down good, around good. So use your little piece. Make sure all the sides are pushed in. So look at how it fits underneath. I want everyone to see this. You can see how underneath here, all these edges are inside the dashboard. So it's not that critical. If you got an overlap or an extra piece hanging out, that's inside. So leave it inside. That's the important thing. We'll close the door. And if you notice any areas like this, you want to get that air out. Push it to the side. So do a little cleaning up. And if you bought this piece from us, you're sure going to love how it matches good, huh? And if you ever want to take it out, you can always take it out and realign it too. But right now I think just smoothing out the edges and making sure the gaps are consistent and making sure that you don't have any overlapping Alcantara. Just slide it like this right inside. Remember, this is a cover that goes over the side. So this way you got a nice perfect fit. And you're going down the side. And I'm at an angle, so I'm giving it a little bit of pressure. Look at that. Wow. And again here, same thing. Don't be afraid to use our little tool, even in this area, to go around. You won't scratch the aluminum painted plastic rails if you're really careful. And if you put it around like this. Yeah, it's a really nice plastic spigot or widget. Full wrap for the 2021 Model 3. This is a 2-piece kit. It's awesome. Self-installing, super perfect matching for the wireless charging area, and all soft to the touch. Ultra suede or Alcantara